Assalamu alaikum, sisters and brothers. Sulaiman Rahim here. Welcome. Mission of the Covenant. Break of the Seven Seals. One small change here. One small change here. Let me get going here. Still working on my sisters, brothers and sisters. Still working. I'm almost got them all situated. So, anyway. We're going to talk about psychological warfare. Psychological warfare. Because we're at war, brothers and sisters. A consequence, primarily a consequence of 500 years of the Holocaust. The Holocaust. They don't want to call it that. They don't want to call it slavery. They can call it whatever they want to call it. They can call the consequence with it, whatever they want to call it too. But the consequence of it will reveal the nature of the Holocaust that we really went through. They're trying to soft play it. Oh, it's slavery. Well, they can call it whatever they want to call it, brothers and sisters. But what you're going to witness, what you're witnessing, is nothing compared to what you're about to witness. What you're about to witness is dramatic beyond belief, unbelievable, a time of unprecedented trouble. With all that 500 years of hell it took us through, as we compressed into 1 year. So if nothing happened, we don't expect anything to happen, because we'll be the consequence. Because God is consequence. The most fundamental definition of God is consequence. That's justice. Reap what you sow. God's not mocked. So what you're going to see, I want you to be very clear. They want to call CRT, all these things. They call whatever they want to call it. If you're eating shit, you can call it whatever you want to call it. It's still going to taste like shit, isn't it? So we'll see. So what I want to talk about, and that takes me to my subject. Shit. Whoa. He keeps saying that word. Okay, brothers and sisters. Now, this is a subject I talked about a couple of years ago. I think it's relevant now. I've been getting attacked. Hey, man, you was filthy. You got filthy mouth, all this stuff. Brothers and sisters, you need to understand, Elijah Muhammad said that they will never teach our people the science of war. He talks about that. See? So, Elijah Muhammad didn't teach you the science of war. See? But I'm teaching science of war. Because you didn't need to know it back then, because you didn't need it back then, but you need to know it now. You need to know it now. Now for our sisters, right? Sisters, they got the beauty. They're supposed to speak beautifully. That's their nature. They're supposed to speak beautifully because they're the beautiful people. We have the strength. We're divided in two parts. Like these dummies Sunday try to still come to the old idea that somehow the God was first and he pulled the woman out or all that kind of stuff. That's not the Quran. It said from one being, they don't have no idea what the Quran is saying. I'm not going to waste time trying to correct them on that. But from one being all came. That means that first being, everything was in him. Was in that being. I shouldn't say him. Because it didn't say from the first man. It said the first being. And from the first being came gender, male and female. Because the first being was male. Then how did he pull the female out? It was grabbed and it was something enemy. Adam or something pulled out and, it doesn't make any sense, right? Anyway, I'm not going to deal with that. But the thing is, your sisters, right? See, we've been through 5,000 years, 50,000 years on the strength side. Now on the beauty side, there was no beauty in it. So the sisters were sidelined. They were sidelined. And we understand that. They weren't supposed to be oppressed, but they were silent because it was a time of strength was required. Not beauty, because there was no beauty in the last 3,000 years. Only beautiful thing that was in the 50,000 years was still them. I mean, they always be beautiful. Even in Holocaust, there was more beautiful than the oppressors. That's why oppressors was mimicking them, putting on bustles and lipstick and those crazy wigs used to wear. See? Because they was trying to mimic you. Because they knew you was more beautiful, and your master preferred you over them. That's why he was always raping you all the time. He preferred you over them. See? So, the sisters, they're the beauty. They're the beauty. So they should talk beauty. See? Because they are beautiful. They should talk beautiful. Because that's their nature. If they talk tough and strength, that's unbecoming to them. See? But we don't knock them for it because we're in the shithole now. So if you call shit in this shithole, you're not doing anything wrong. Right? See? But they'd be the ones that bring roses to cover up. Right? They'd be the ones that bring the hot sauce and the peppers and stuff to cover up the shit they was making us eating. Right? Because they try to put beauty into every situation. So we understand that. So keep that in mind. We ain't knocking us, sis. I'm just saying that. See? But we're special times right now. See? So I'm going to get back to that in the subject in a minute. We're so little stupid display they had on Sunday. Right? See, psychological warfare, the devil's learned psychological warfare, and they've been using it very effectively against you. And Farrakhan is using it very effectively against you because he playing the same game. No. See, Wallace, he hated his father for all kinds of reasons I'm not going to. So he was so hateful, he was one to destroy everything his father did immediately. Bam. So he came out swinging. Bam. Got rid of the Nation of Islam. Farrakhan was standing right with him. So you don't want to talk about that part. He revived a damn thing. He hasn't revived what message put out there. He hasn't come close, and plus he turned all backwards. He's the one who tore it down. But anyway, Wallace came out swinging. Got rid of the Nation of Islam, got rid of the name, got rid of all the assets and everything else, and called something else called the Bilalians. They're still out there today. And Farrakhan was right on board with all that. Plus, he was bad-mouthing the messenger and everything else. One of his favorite sayings was, if you believe everything the messenger taught, you are a fool. So I'm saying, what part did you believe, Farrakhan? Probably you believe none of it. See? That was one of his favorite sayings. I'm not talking hearsay. They were clowns. I'm talking personal experience because I was there on the ground from 1975 in Chicago, not in New York, not in Watts. I was right there in Chicago. Table number 2, FOI. I was a former of the Muhammad Speak newspaper. My wife at the time, bless her soul, she's passed recently. She ran Elijah Muhammad's MGT shop. So she actually had opportunity to talk to him and meet him because he used to come to the shop, see what was going on. And she even was at his house. I didn't have that opportunity. But I got a message from Elijah Muhammad because I was a foreman at Muhammad Speak newspaper, and the minister used to come over and tell me Elijah Muhammad was familiar with what I was doing. He was happy with it. Anyway, he came out swinging. He pulled no punches. He wanted to get rid of everything Elijah Muhammad had done. But see, a lot of people recoiled at that. Not most. A lot did, though. Because what I did was just to bury the whole thing. He wasn't successful. So people recoiled because it was too fast. So Farrakhan didn't make that mistake. When he come back, he did a slow roast the frog bit, slow boil the frog, a little bit at a time. Because his whole objective is to destroy the Nation of Islam. Because he's a demon, his father's a devil. And when you understand that, and understand he fills the nation with demons, you understand where I'm going and what's happening here. See? Because he probably can't believe his luck. Because we told that the Nation of Islam will be overtaken by demons. Son of perdition. For 2 years, he would make war with the saints and overcome them. See? So he's been playing a psychological warfare, not of his own, because he's not smart enough. See, if you watch that Cotel thing, that CoPro thing that FBI had, he gave him everything he wanted, and they're controlling him in the background. They have control of him in the background, which he don't want you to know about. They control him in the background, and if this House of Saud is financing them to keep that Sunni stuff going, push that. But he's controlled by that, he's their handler. I mean, they're his handler. Let me get that straight. So they said stop this race hatred and all that kind of stuff, right? Change the nation into this is on your own website. That this whole program, change it to a self-help organization, just religious, all that stuff. Anyway, so I'm gonna go straight. I'm not going through all those fine points. I'm just go straight to the point. First thing, stop calling devils devils. Like Elijah Muhammad didn't tell no such thing. I was there. Elijah Muhammad used the term all the way up to the time he left in February 75. He said specifically, if you go back and look at his those theology of time, if you find the right one, there's one near the end. He says specifically, I've never given any minister any private information, any private teaching. So he told only him that he shouldn't use devil no more, even though he was still using it. And so in other words, he shouldn't use it, but all the other ministers should, because the other ministers never heard of it, and so I could never told them. So how does that make sense? But see, it don't have to make any sense because the people with him are idiots and demons most part. See? So stop devils from calling devils. That's the start of it. So ain't devils anymore, they're enemy. And I talked about this about a year or so ago. So if you become an enemy, that means you can become a friend. But if you're a devil, you're a devil, you can't stop being, if you're a dog, you can't stop being a dog. You see? But if you're an enemy, that means you can become a friend. Because it's the opposite. You're angry at somebody, right? And then you could be angry at them today, and you could be friends with them tomorrow. I mean, Japan was an enemy to America, right? It's not an enemy now. See, they're playing games with the language. That's what I'm calling enemy, because they ain't devils anymore. And then it goes to the next step. Well, some devils ain't devils. See, because he got far further. He ain't no devil. Well, that ain't what the lessons say. There's only all devils. See, you're easing up. And why is all this going on? See, it's psychological war. Because he's setting you up. Like he set those stupid sisters up. Elijah Muhammad had no such thing called no vanguard. I was there. Why was it in the MGT? He had a thing called no vanguard. Teaching sisters how to be military. Because he teach them to go to war. Go to war against who? Who they go to war against? But I'm gonna try. I'm probably going later, go into much detail, longer length. But I'm cut to the chase on this because we run out. They run out of time fast. See, when you go to war, before you can go to war with the enemy, you got to reduce the enemy to something that you can kill. You can't just call him enemy. That's like calling that's a boy. Well, you call it, there's boys and girls. But they're just boys and girls until you give them a name. Then it becomes more distinct, more qualitative. Give them a name. But you say, that's a boy, that's a girl. You give it a name. You got to characterize it. See? And so that's what you have to do. Because you can't say the enemy. See? That's why they come out, demonize, use the word demonize them. So like they do the Arabs, okay, man, terrorists and everything else, demonize, so it's easy to kill them. See, they had to go to the church to do what they did to us because the church sanctioned it. And that B, and they come out, the world is mourning her. I'm not mourning her. I'm part of the world. I'm not mourning that B. She ain't no damn good. She's a family. That's her family. That's side of Holocaust in England. It was English kings, her family, that started the Holocaust, started enslavement of us. So when the hell are we going to take and mourn her? I wish he could stay alive for the next 1 more year. She could feel all this that's going on. That's about to hit him. And the probably hitting him already. We mourn her. Okay, see the thing is they had to demonize us. First the church had to give them sanction, religious sanction. Go ham. Those people are ham. They deserve to be slaves. Okay? So now, right? He gave them, right? Or doorway, green light to begin it. Because now you had religion on this side. You got God on your side. How can you know? God said those people are slaves. And then once they gave them that, then they had to do the rest. See, they're savages, which none of it is true. They're savages, right? And practically they're black. That means, because we're white, right? So they're the opposite. So if we angels, they must be the devils. And all this kind of stuff. They demonize us so much. I took our humanity away, so then it was easy to get rid of us, kill us, do whatever they wanted to us, because we was nothing, we was just animals. Once you reduce animals, because you kill animals every day, so it was easy for them to do it. Because once we was demonized to that level, it was easy for them to do what they did. But you had to demonize us first. They couldn't call you nice. Oh, the nice people over there. Oh, they so, they're human, right? No. They couldn't do that. They demonize you first, dehumanize you. Once then they was able to do what they was able to do, easy for them to do it. Because it didn't affect their conscience. They had no conscience anyway. But anyway, with conscience, it was easy for them to do it because it was always sanctioned by the church. God, the Pope, he's God, right? And then demonize it, and then they went scientifically demonize was evolution that some of these dumb Negro butts believe in. It was a big lie, but that was part of this. They got you scientifically, got religiously, right? Got you socially, and every way they demonize you. So, because white folks came from us. We was first, so we were missing link between the apes and white folks. So apes evolved to us, and those of us evolved to white folks. That means we stopped evolving. That's the definition of animal, is that you're not evolved anymore. So they're still evolving. See? So we stop evolving. That means we're going to stay niggas the rest forever. Just like gorillas. Gorillas not evolving anymore. They don't tell you gorillas evolved, do they? They tell you fish evolved. They don't do it anymore. Because they stop evolving. That's why they are fish. That's why they beasts. That's why they dragons. That's why they bears and gorillas and whatever. Because they stopped evolving. They stopped, and the rest, and the only people still evolving now is them. So they're the only ones human, because we're not evolving anymore. That's the whole idea behind evolution. But see, you understand these things. And you got these demons, they split, revolution. And so they say, black man was first, but that's not good in evolution, because the first is the worst. The last is the best in evolution, because that means the part is still evolving, keep going on. That means 1,000 years from now, 10,000 years from now, we'll still be niggas and white folks will be something else. Then we'll be in cages. Because remember, they're saying there used to be apes, and then we evolved to be black people. So now we'll be apes. They don't honor apes, say that's my great-grandparents. They put them in cages. Sometimes even eat them. They experiment on them. Because they're not evolving anymore. So if they're still evolving, then 1,000 years from now, 2,000, 3,000 years from now, whatever, then we the ones still not evolving. They evolved to something else. And we still niggas, so now we're in cages. We can't keep up with them. They whole new way of thinking, everything. And we still niggas. They don't tell you that, but that's what's happening. So they come at you every level, but the bottom line says dehumanize you. Demonize or dehumanize, both, both come out the same way. Dehumanize you. I prefer dehumanize them because they're the demons. See? And it didn't happen like that. That's what they're telling you. I'm not going to the particulars because I have a presentation that explain that. They'll do that. And once they did that, then you were just an animal, right? You're not evolving anymore. That's for the science-minded. They got them. Religious-minded, you was ham. They got them. Preachers teaching the church. Social, right? See, look at them. Look at them. They're savages. and all this stuff. See, they catch you in every level, demonize you. So therefore, or dehumanize you. Once they done that, it was easy to do what they did. The Holocaust was easy. Easy. Now they use the same tactic and strategy in war. Because what we do is demonize the enemy. See, Japan, when they fought Japanese, they call them Japs and slant eyes, and in Vietnam they call them gooks. They do that purposely. Because they want their soldiers to be able to not be hesitant to kill them and have no guilt or kill them because they're not really human. They don't just say, we fighting the enemy. No. They're fighting the Japs. They're fighting the gooks. They're fighting the niggers. See, not human. See, that's why Farrakhan say enemy, because enemy can become a friend. And then he takes a step further. Oh, some of them ain't devils. Because his father said he ain't no devil. He kissing and hugging on him. Because what they do is they take him, when he's a demon, and they try to take that. Elijah Muhammad, in other words, you have lambs. Now you already told them that those things over there, man, those are wolves. Those things in sheep clothing, they look, they're wolves over there. And then somebody come behind them and try to get you start not seeing them as wolves anymore. Because their agenda is to eat your ass. They don't have to go hunting for you. There's you right there. That's pretty much how dogs became domesticated. People hear those weak wolves that say, hey man, if I hang around these people, I can get free food. And then after over time, now you see them right now domesticated. But if you stop getting free food, they will turn back to being a wolf again. So you have to dehumanize you. And that's Farrakhan slowly, with the frog, slowly. Because you got these so-called sisters, like demons, I don't know what the hell they are. They soldiers. Soldiers for what? Like Muhammad didn't make no sisters, no soldiers. Because we fought for them. See, because the point is he got to build them up because they're the ones making money for him. They're the ones doing this. Those demon males over there, they ain't doing anything. They don't even sell his rag. They talk about they won't sell it. So he ain't making no money off of them. So he got his sisters out there, those wherever they are, and they're the soldiers. But who is their enemy? What are the soldiers for? See? I tell you, the demons are preparing to go to war with America. And America knows it. See? So America's going to go to war with them. This is a whole deep thing. Obama, well, I'm not going to all that, but and when they go to war, when the demons go to war here, it's going to be a whole family, children, women, everything. Because all 17 million of them. They're going to have to use everybody. And they're paying these dumb sisters for that. Who are they going to fight against? They don't have no weapons. We're going to give them a gun, got 6 rounds in it. Then what happens when it runs out? It's all stupid. I mean, how is that supposed to be oppressive? Elijah Muhammad didn't make any stupid thing like that. He didn't care. So Elijah Muhammad said you couldn't carry a pocket knife. Then what are they training for war for? What are they going to? They're going to be karate to death? What are they training these so-called sisters for war for? They don't have no weapons. And if they get weapons, where are they going to get the weapons from? So why is they training that? What's the whole point of that? There's no point at all, except for some other agenda they have down the road. I wasn't impressed. This is stupid. What is the purpose of it? And they walk around, boom, 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 up 2, 3, 4. Like a bunch of idiots. This is Dan Farrakhan. Half of them want to be concubines of him anyway. He already said his swine song, he was sleeping half of them. You're stupid. But you got to dehumanize your foe. You characterize as enemy, but you got to define who the enemy is. See? Because you can't leave. Enemy, like I said, if he's an enemy, he could be friend. Elijah Muhammad did call him an enemy. Say he'd be the greatest enemy we ever had, but he said the devils. That means you can't transform them. Master Muhammad said you can't transform them. Because if you call them enemy, they can be transformed. But if you call them devils, that's why he called them devils, so you know that they cannot be changed. And he says, Master Muhammad, right, he says, Dr. Yaqub is the one that made it. But according to Farrakhan, Dr. Yaqub could not have made the devils because he says, no, your mother had nothing to do with it. It says, it's God in the womb, make it, give you eyes, give you ears, and all that kind of stuff. See, what if you got defective eyes? That means the God is incompetent? What if you got defective ears? What if you're born blind? Is God, you blame the God for that? It's all stupid. But the reason why they're doing that particular thing, this little segue here, because I already bust him out. His father's a devil. And biology, there's a science, that's a factual science that his dumb idiots don't know, because most of them retarded or liars or demons or have no education. Because they would know if your father's a devil, you're a devil. Period. Because you started sperm, you started egg, the sperm had fertilized there, you started sperm. So if your father's a devil, you're a devil. So to get around there, say, oh, that had nothing to do with it. You had to where my father and mother was. Had nothing to do with that. The God did it. So then Dr. Yaqub, if you see, you can't follow any logic what they're saying, because he says whatever you need to say. It's like a songwriter. He's saying the music you want to hear, keep you jumping. So he said whatever they just say to keep you on board. So in fact, if you bust it out that his father was dead, that don't mean nothing, because God gave and that's total bullshit. But you only fool ignorant, dumbass people who don't know anything about science, but they don't know anything about. Here, Ishmael talking about you can't see electricity. You never seen lightning bolt, dumbass? You never seen electrical arc? He's stupid. Talking about God in the sun, and his will is controlling the sun, all this stupid shit. See, there you go saying that shit again. Well, I'm gonna get to that. See. So you gotta demonize the enemy. But see, what they're doing is slowly, humanizing the devils. Humanizing them. Because that's what the devil's telling you to do. Because once you humanize them, see, first of all, the best alternative a general would have is to dehumanize his foe. But get his foe to humanize you. So in battle, he gonna have advantage, because his foe may hesitate, because you start crying, you start having pity on your person, so you might hesitate to shoot him or stab him, whatever. See, where his foe won't, because that shit, man, nobody had the problem washing shit away. You ain't think about it, don't hesitate. Nobody think about stepping on a roach, you don't hesitate, it's a roach. That's what they do. They did it, Samuel Hussein. They did all these people. That's what they do. They first come out, all they have is a companion. Dehumanizing their foe. Once you do that, then their soldiers can march right in, have no compulsions, and nothing about killing them. Women, children, everything else. That's what they did with American Indians. I mean, well, they weren't American Indians, right? But the natives of this country, right? They were savages. They were wild. Those people weren't like that. Those people was more cultured and more stable, right? And more intelligent and more civilized than people than the ones that come over here. They weren't diseased. They weren't killing each other. They weren't fornicating, all that kind of stuff that these devils brought over here with them, right? They wouldn't walk around naked. They're very civilized people. But when they got finished with them, they rats, they roaches, they dogs, right? And so therefore, they'll end up writing them all out, because their soldiers had no compulsion. Hey man, these people are enemy. This is God's country. God gave it to us. So we're doing God's will, killing them, have them on every level. Once they're successful doing that, then they make an army go in and do what the army's supposed to do. Step on roaches. See? And that's what they're doing to us. That's in part just putting the Black Folks Democratic Party, but that's another story altogether. But Farrakhan, his job, because Elijah Muhammad boy, important, brothers and sisters. Dehumanize them. We call them devils. That was clear. So you play, mess around with them, you associate with them, right? Because it's a skunk. You stay away from him. You don't want to get the stink. Call him a skunk supplier. He gave no quarter. Master Muhammad gave no quarter at all. Total humanized them. Totally. And I Muhammad followed through. Farrakhan's doing the opposite. Because that's what Master wants. Because he come after your ass, he wants you to hesitate. See? He don't want you thinking that all of them are bad. So that means you say, we look for the good ones, or let's get the bad ones. See? Because when you're at war on the battlefield, you can't be thinking, well, some of the enemies are good, some of the Germans are good, some of the Japs are good, because you can't start thinking like that, because then you're going to hesitate, and you're going to kill everything, and you want to kill everything in sight. Anything that comes up, that's why they wear uniforms. If they don't have the uniform you have on, and that's why they kill people that sneak around and put on your uniform. They call them infiltrators. They kill them right away because they're danger. Because soldiers get confused. They don't want soldiers confused. They want anybody that have uniform that's not theirs, kill them. Period. That's part of the psychological aspect of war. What you don't know about, right? Muhammad didn't teach it to you. See? Because what way? It says, Suleiman will teach it to you, because he's the one that got taken to battle. Joshua would have taken the battle. See? So that's why they come at me the way they come at me. Oh man, you got a filthy mouth. You racist. See? So I'm not supposed to call shithole. Because I do, that makes it sound bad. That makes it sound bad. Or is it supposed to sound good? See? I'm supposed to that's why I say they put a cover over their head, show their niggas, show it exactly like it is. Don't pull any punches. Shoot out, pull no punches. You're going to call it shit. Period. And that's what they want done. See? Devils, period. Or you have to be somewhat cautious in these so-called social media, because they look for stuff like that, because they're trying to slam that stuff down, because they don't want you talking like that. They want you to tell who they realize what they're talking about. CRT stuff, psychological warfare. Because you go into war, I teach war talk. So how are you going to go to war if you think your enemy, some okay, some all right, and this ain't so bad, man? It's bad, but it ain't shit. See? No, it's shit. Because if you think it's shit, if you know you're in a pile of shit, you want to get out of it. That's when some manure, you might think about a little bit. Well, there's some manure here, but I say it's shit. You want to recognize shit, you want to get out of it. Because it's going to be a cold-blooded war. And it's psychological. Because they call it psychology, I call it atomic. But mine's more deeper than that. That's just an aspect of the psychological part. Psychological part is preparing our people, right, for the war. See, because the atomic side that's the actual weapons. But you can't use the weapon if you don't know who to use on. You have to will to use it. You have to give the will to use it. So if you don't think, oh man, something okay, then you're not going to go out and use you ain't going to explode the atomic bombs, atom bombs. You don't go to the mental war. See? You're not going to do it because you don't have the will. Because you don't know what the enemy is. Some okay. You know who your opposer is. Some okay. You got to see them just like they see you, like they saw us. Just like Master Muhammad gave us lessons how you see them. Because he actually, in the lesson, gave you, and it's like someone was so tough, they lied to Muhammad. He had a couple of lessons. He wouldn't tell anybody what they said. Their reward is never cutting devil's head off. This how Master Muhammad rolled. Then with Farrakhan rolled, he's kissing on him because he follows the devil too. And so he got all kinds of reasons. He went blaming to FONOI and all that kind of stuff. See, slow balling their ass. And some of them, if you watch that little display Sunday, most of them already cooked. All those clowns was cooked. The only thing left is got to fall over. They're already cooked. He had 14 years to cook those foods. The frog, he's sitting there, just looking. He don't know he's being cooked. And then finally, he just falls over. That's what's about to happen over there. Because they cooked. These kind of stuff, they cooked. So like I was saying, sisters, look, I'm not telling sisters what to say. So I got, wait, man, we don't control the sisters. Yeah, well, you say you're the leader of the MGT, so I mean, what does that mean? I'm not going to that kind of stuff with that Negro. He's worse than a Negro because he's a member. He's a demon, father devil. Exploiting some of those sisters over there. I mean, they Negro butts. All of them ain't demons. But he's got them cooked. And so they don't want me to use the language of war. That's what they're trying to tell me. Don't say shit. See, I mean, some words I don't say because I don't use the word F word because there's really, you use that word when you actually kill somebody, right? When you're in a battle and you swing your sword and everything else, yeah. But then in this purview, right? I kind of stay away from it. I might say, F you or something like that, but I don't go that far with it, right? But when you're on the battlefield, people are pissing shit on themselves and everything else. And you can kill somebody, but you can't call them a effing something. But you can cut the hair, cut the guts out, stab them in the eye, but you can't say, see, this is so stupid. Because that's what's going to happen when we go to war, brothers and sisters. Because we won't go to war here, but we will have a defensive war here, because we're going to go to war with the demons. Demons are going to attack us when they realize they can't convince us to go help them fight back with their daddies. So we're defensive here, those of us still here. All of us actually, because we got to get rid of the demons. It tells you right in Exodus that we're going to go to war with the demons, and we're going to slay them all. It don't actually mean cut their throats, but we're going to slay them. But we're going to go to war with demons. See? But then, when we leave here, we got to go to war with the jinn. That's a real war. It's bloody. And you know how crazy they are. They blowing themselves up and everything else. That's a real war. And so we say, hey, y'all be nice now. I'm going to cut your throat. I hope you don't feel the pain. No, F-U-M-F, that's the way it's going to go down. So if you don't understand that, you better stay here. Because when you're out there, you ain't thinking about your language. You thinking about killing that enemy in front of you. That's the only thing you're caring about. That's all you should be caring about. Psychological warfare, but you got to see them as a jinn, as the one that stole your land and sold you in slavery. Then, right, now you got a reason for taking it back. What you're taking otherwise, you have a reason, then you don't, why am I doing this? You question things. So therefore you're going to lose, you're going to get killed. Because, I want to look at a good jinn. I don't look at no jinn. He's like a Sunni. That's my half brother. You understand? I know what the hell I'm doing. I'm preparing for war. I keep telling you, war talk. So I said, war talk. You got to be psychologically prepared to go home. And I already told you, you got several wars you got to go through. And you got to be psychologically prepared to go through them. Otherwise, you're going to die in the process. So I know what the hell I'm doing. Do you know what F you doing? He got a filthy mouth. Well, maybe my mouth's so filthy because of shit you've been pointing for 20 years. And that's why it's so filthy. You better get real, brothers and sisters. Now we ain't trying, we love the sisters. They're beautiful. They're both beautiful. We want to speak the beautiful language, right? But we understand. I ask my sisters, just be careful with certain words, right? Because I'm be coming to you, but how am I say the sister she covered with shit? I'm gonna tell her, oh sister, talk nice. We all cover with shit over here. It's the demons. They trying to tell you, no, you ain't covered with shit. This is American dream. See, they're trying to fool your dumb ass. You cover with shit over here, and you just say what it is. Let the devils know. You understand? That you ain't being fooled by their bullshit. That this is shit. Because we start calling them in, they say, well, that got niggas fooled. This shit, or this shit place. This whole country, this whole system, everything is shit. And that's the attitude you have to escape it. I keep saying, I try to put these things together, but I assume I shouldn't assume like the minister you try to say, when you assume you make an ass out of you and me, that's how you spell the word right. I assume that people put connect the dots like the sister was saying. But if you're in a bathtub, right, it may as well, right, maybe you had your baby in there, right, and you little potty in there, you might not feel so bad about it, right, because, but if the whole bathtub is full of this totally shit, you want to get the hell out of there. You ain't waste no time. So if you think America is not so bad, then you ain't trying to get out of here. You might be trying, but you ain't working hard at it. That means you ain't gonna get out any time. But if you understand this shit, you're gonna only thing to get out, getting the hell out of here unless you shit yourself. Psychological warfare. So I'm bringing this back up again, being more direct about it because this shit is about to explode. It's exploding already. You just don't see it like the sun. If the sun exploded right now, it takes 9 minutes to get here because that's how long it takes light to reach you before you realize it. And it's already exploded. You don't realize it yet. All you see all stuff that's going on down here? They're actually calling it World War III over in Europe. They're calling it that right now. A shitstorm. You see the clouds building up, lightning bolts. A shitstorm is coming. Hailstorm. So it's already started, just a matter of time. Shitstorm is on the way. And it's going to hit America like a blast you can't imagine. And you don't want to be here. Because shitstorm about to hit this place. And I can tell you, it's not, people think, oh, we leave here. No, we leave here. We got wars to go. And you got to know who the enemy is. Enemies are. You got to give them a name. And realize that they can't be your friend. It can't be no hesitation. You got to be eradicated, period. That's what they did to us. That's psychological warfare on their level. But like I said, if you want to take it and arm yourself with the, you put the protective shit around you, right? Your force field of 5 fundamental principles of Islam, you want to put that around you, and you want to take them and unload start exploding your weapons, right? Angel and bombs, right? But you got to have the will to do that. And why would you want to explode a bomb on somebody? Hey man, I'm not going to drop that bomb, man. I'm not going to drop that bomb, man. There's some women children up in there. They ain't think about that in Japan, did they? They dehumanize those people so much that I can't remember his name was. He had no compulsion dropping atomic bombs on cities of women and children because they were nothing but roaches. But if he thought there was people out there, humans, he would have hesitated. He hesitated. He might not do it. He might say, I can't do this. You understand that, brothers and sisters. See? Our enemy means it's no good. They cannot be, that Matthew said it cannot be changed or whatever word he used, right? Can't be fixed, redeemed, or whatever. Because you start thinking that. That's what Farrakhan trying to get you to think. That means you're not going to defend yourself. You're going to stick here and stay, like he says, end up getting wiped out. Because war's here. And the scriptures tell you they mean to destroy you. And Farrakhan is one of them. So they set you up for destruction. So you hesitate. And so I have no problem wiping those dumb sisters out, right? Because they military. They want to fight. They're military soldiers. Right? Who's they going to fight against? Who's they supposed to fight against? I'm up 2, 3, 4. I'm saluting all this bullshit. You notice there was no FOI. Well, they not FOI. They were fools of Ishmael. Right? When none of them why was none of them? They don't do anything anyway. This whole psychological warfare is aimed at you. Not even mention Christianity altogether. That idea about eternal life and eternal destruction in the hell. Or that's a psychological weapon against you. I told you that before. I'm trying to bring up a date. I probably have another presentation going more detail. But it's psychological warfare, and you have to get prepared for war. And I'm trying to get you prepared for war because most of you ain't prepared for war. Because I talked to a lot of people out there. Oh man, why you say about that's a long time ago. These people prepare to destroy you. The scriptures tell you prepare to destroy you, and then you can and you try to get your army together. Here you got an army come to destroy you. And your army said, oh man, something ain't so bad. Maybe they won't fight us, man. Maybe they's come to get some of the bad ones of us. Like maybe it's come to see if we're surrendering or something, what? They come to destroy you, dummy. And if you think like that, you're going to be destroyed. You guys say, here these damn devils coming? Bam! Everybody see it that way. If they want to win that war, because when they come, that's come at you. When they roll the Middle East, that's what they went over there like that. Those they call them desert niggas. That's what they call the Arabs over there. See, a lot of you don't even know that word. That's what when I was in the military, that's what they call them, desert niggas. Why they call them desert niggas? Because they know more about them than you do about your own people. Because they are half brothers. Desert niggas. Why? Okay, well. When they call you a nigga, that means you meant nothing. See, they took the word. I know Elijah Muhammad taught that. I'm going to represent Elijah Muhammad, right? The word Negro came from Spanish because Spanish was the first ones, right? Because they call the black, because they was ruled by the Moors. They call them Moors and also call them Negroes. The blacks. Moor also is a word for black in Spanish, right? So I'm not going through the historical aspects of it, but that's what they call the Negroes, right? Because that's what they say black in Spanish. But but the English, they had to make it niggas. They took it to the next level, niggas, because then that means you was nothing. A nigga's nothing. Something be destroyed, something be raped, something be beat, killed, whatever. You're a nigger. They still think that way now. So that's why lies please what they do. They shoot it 20, 30, 60 times. You don't shoot a human being 30, 60, 20. You don't shoot a damn elephant that many times. Because you're shooting an animal. You're shooting a dog. You're shooting something that's worth nothing. Piece of shit. So you shoot 30, 40, 50 times because you get target practice. Nobody has to kill a damn shoot about 30, 40 times. Nobody shoot about 10 times. You have to shoot an elephant 10 times. That's the rage. Because you're nothing. They want you out of here. And they can't wait till time comes where they can destroy you and cut your hair off and piss on you and everything else. Because they're doing it now in the background. They're finding a way to do it so it ain't so obvious anymore. They do it in the background, economically and everything else. The Democratic Party is the best at it. They got you going, they got you by the ass, boy, so bad, and niggas like, oh man, Democratic Party, them demons pushing that shit because every policy they got is your destruction. Every one of them is for your destruction. So understand, psychological warfare, brothers and sisters, that's what's going on. I'm gonna let it go there because I was gonna carry on to the next stage of this. I was gonna talk about the timeline because we're there right now. But I'm gonna hold off because I don't want to diminish what I was just talking about now. I'm gonna probably hold that for tomorrow, right? And I think I'm gonna follow up on psychological warfare, because that's what we want to do. And what me call it would be like what Farrakhan said. You still should have civil speech, right? No, he's an asshole. He ain't damn good, and we're gonna put him down just like the dog he is. Psychological warfare, brothers and sisters. No, we gotta be civil. You know what civil means? It means you're gonna get your damn head blown off when you get to battle. That's what civil means. That's what civil means. That's what civil means. Oh man, we shouldn't talk about Farrakhan like that, man. He's trying. I don't give a. He's a demon. He's a damn good asshole. If you don't like that language, turn it off. I'm paying for war. Psychologically. Otherwise, thinking about the injury don't mean anything. Upload don't mean anything. Because you ain't gonna pull the trigger. Because, oh man, Farrakhan, man, well, he was trying to teach the message. Well, then you're gonna be in the way. You're gonna be trying to. You ever seen at a fight? And they got the guy that walks up and says, "Hey man, y'all, get in the way, man, y'all just stop." You see, he don't want a big fight. Hey, man, he don't know what's happening. I remember in Chicago when the Met was around, man, and I forgot the name of this little. They didn't really have malls. They had something like, right? It was some kind of thing. They had like one of those things where like the like car show or something. It's kind of car show over there in Chicago, right? And it was the brothers there. And they were selling them Harlem Street newspapers, right? And they got into some other neighborhoods about something, right? And so one of the brothers, instead of getting down with the other brothers, he gonna get, man, y'all need to stop this, and he got killed. Nobody knew. One of them killed him, either one side or the other. He got his damn ass killed. He should have went down with the other brothers like he's supposed to have. See, because he was psychologically prepared. He probably, oh man, we're all brothers. Man, we're in a fight, we ain't all brothers no more. We ain't fight, we ain't brothers no more. Brothers are peacemakers. That's before the war. After the war, all that shit is over. Kill or be killed. You take out them or they take out you. And you better be ready to take them out. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Roach, stump it. Don't even think about it. Or you're going to be stumped. So you're going to just pay attention to this now, bro, and says, oh, he's ready. We'll see. When we get to the other side, I guarantee you everybody on the other side, that's the attitude they're going to say, thank you, brother. And on the other side, that's going to be the graveyard. Well, the fools say, hey, man, he's a racist, man. He's that shit, man. He talk all that. He got a filthy mouth. Well, we worry about them because they're going to be in the graveyard. Pushing up days or whatever. Psychological warfare, brothers and sisters. You know, Muhammad told us to learn from these devils. He said that. But stood up. He said in one of his last speeches, because they won't teach you that, because they don't want you to learn that kind of stuff. But they use it against you. That's why it's so easy for them to do what they do to you. They teach you the truth and everything. You ain't animals. You're not evolving. You're animals. You're not evolving. All this kind of stuff. And you think it's light stuff. Telling you, oh man, yeah, y'all was first, man. Evolution, man, means y'all before us. And you don't realize so was the apes for the revolution. You know, I mean, most of y'all guess not gonna wake up. Lazarus gonna wake up, and the minute he wake up, he's gonna be fully ready. Cause I'm gonna make sure he's ready, right? Yeah. Army with machine guns and atomic warfare, and be psychologically prepared. I make sure he be psychologically prepared to ignite to explode those weapons. But most of you out here listening, oh man, you know, you're sleeping with one of these devils. That's why I said flee. Why would I tell you flee? Why, think about that. See, you don't look at the stuff deeply. Why turn to flee? Because if you knew what was happening, you wouldn't have to flee because you've been gone already. You're trying to flee because he's telling those ignorant dummies that's still there didn't get the memo. That's the ones that have to flee. They didn't get the damn memo. Still holding on, man. I'm integration, man. I'm an MLK band, man. All of them ain't bad. Some are good. Like Farrakhan said, some of them are good. Those are the ones that gotta flee. They're still sitting there. Otherwise, we have time to flee. Because you the stupid ass is still sitting there. Talking about, oh man, he said stupid ass, man. He said dumb ass. He said shit, man. He said, oh man, look at that guy, man. He can't be a lamb god. The day of their wrath has come. You think, oh, what do you think wrath is? Wrath is, oh man, let's go to battle and try not to hurt anybody. Try not to hurt anybody. I mean, if you kill them softly. Say a prayer before you kill them. That's what wrath is. The day of the wrath has come. Who will be able to stand? Okay, brothers and sisters, you've been told. I'm trying to get saved. I know what the hell I'm doing. Do you know what you're doing? You know what F you doing? I know what the hell I'm doing. Goddamn Farrakhan and all his whole entourage. They're all shit eaters. Every one of them over there. You don't like that? Fine. War talk. Because we come and take your ass, anybody can be hesitating. Oh well, some of them are good. What did the exes say? Did they just wipe out? They wiped out their whole families, everything, wiped them all out, everything. With their heads, oh man, this is a baby. Yes, a baby snake. You never story about the woman and the snake? Elijah Muhammad said, he said in the time, he says, no problem, because he said, Prophet Muhammad said, we all born Muslim. He said, no, he said it. He said, no problem, that's wrong. He said, snake's a snake. What's the story about the woman and the snake? No, the woman saw a snake, man, was dying, frozen in the snow. She felt sorry for the snake. Felt sorry for the snake. Took the snake home, nursed him, got him warm and everything else, fed him. And as soon as that snake bit her, killed her. And while she was going down, she said, why you did? She says, hell, you knew I was a snake to begin with. See? And the same thing, we got a story about Dr. Yakub. It says, once they were released 6 7 years later, they came back to Arabia. It says when they was forced back into Europe, it says a lot of sisters took the baby. They felt sorry for the babies. And they hid them. Now you got almost all white Arabia over there now. You see what I'm saying? So you want to call them they devils? They're going to devils cannot be reformed, changed, or whatever. You understand? I'm with Elijah Muhammad. I'm with Master Muhammad on that one. So you go with Farrakhan on that one. Because war is at your door. And if you don't know who your real enemy is, you can't define them. Because you know who your real enemy is. I just told you. Tell you who the dragon is, jinn is, demons are. You didn't get all that from Elijah Muhammad. And I explained you exactly what they did to us. If that doesn't register with you, then you're going to be burial fuel. Whatever, you know. Probably fly shit, because they probably ain't bury you, just throw you out in the... That's what's happening, brothers and sisters. Hope you understand. See? War talk. Got to be prepared psychologically. Understand that your enemy is your enemy. Not this bullshit Farrakhan talk about. Devils are devils. And there's not any good ones. Say, deplatform me for that. I don't care. Because your time is up anyway. You ain't going to be deplatforming anybody in a few more days. Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. So you got to come in, oh man, you got to fill them out. Well, okay. That's all about. So I'm supposed to be like Farrakhan. Oh, I say all good words and everything else. That means you don't believe you're in hell, are you? Because if you was in hell, you talk the language of hell, wouldn't you? You shitstorm, you talk about shit, wouldn't you? You be talking about, oh man, where's the soap? You want to get the hell out of it. To me, that's profanity. If you're in a damn pool of shit called a honeydew. Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna follow out the other part I was gonna talk about. I want to leave it cold, just like it is right now. See, I don't want warming up in. I want it cold, just like that, so you understand it. Because most of you don't understand we're at war. But you're going to stand a few more days, and I'm not. One of you going to come and say, man, how come you didn't get me ready? Because they're going to prove to you they're devils. That's what have demons. They're going to prove the demons are devils. Because demons don't think themselves devils either. Devils don't think themselves devils. But they're going to prove it. They're going to turn on their own selves. They turn on a demon, turn on their own children. They will try to eradicate their own children. That's the demon war, the so-called locust war, talking about in Revelation 5 months. And they're going to prove the rest of you, Negro best out there, they devils. If they haven't proved to you in 500 years, damn, I mean, what does it take? I know some of you are traumatized. You're traumatized instead of you know, they got you, what? Totally neutralized? So traumatized so much that you're staying there. I know that. You're going to break that in a minute. But 405 years of what these people, you still don't get it? Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. We're going to leave it there. Assalamu alaikum.